Assalamu alaikum. This is BTV News. I'm Tuli Komolika Das with you, welcoming you all to news at 10 a.m. President Mohammad Shahabuddin has left Dhaka for London for follow-up treatment and medical checkup. The president left Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport for London by a regular flight of Biman Bangladesh Airlines this morning. Minister for Law, Justice and Parliament Affairs Mohammad Asaduzzaman, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, the British High Commissioner and senior officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Prime Minister's office and the President's office saw him off at the airport. The President is scheduled to return home on May 18th after completing his treatment. Bangladesh and Pakistan signed a memorandum of understanding to strengthen bilateral cooperation in preventing illicit drug trafficking, narcotics abuse and money laundering. The agreement was signed at a hotel in the capital yesterday. Home Minister Salahuddin Ahmed and Pakistan's Interior Minister Syed Mohsin Raja Naqvi signed the deal. Home Minister Salahuddin Ahmed said in addition to signing the agreement, discussion was held to make effective relationship between two countries. Both the countries agreed to enhance cooperation through intelligence sharing, technical assistance and coordinated anti-narcotics operations to combat trafficking and abuse of narcotic drugs, psychotropic substances and terrorism. The important deal was signed also to extend cooperation to curb terrorism. Intelligence agencies of both the countries will conduct activities based on mutual request and coordinated cooperation. The agreement also includes cooperation in the use of modern equipment and sniffer dogs for detecting concealed drugs. Under the framework of the MOU, Bangladesh's Department of Narcotics Control and Pakistan's Anti-Narcotics Force will serve as focal points for operational coordination and regular information exchange. The MOU will remain valid for 10 years from the date of signing and might be extended further through mutual agreement. Information and Broadcasting Minister Jahiruddin Shopon has said the government will not allow any crime against humanity from 1971 genocide to Shapla Chottor massacre to go unpunished. He said this at a program organized to commemorate the May 5th Shapla Chottor massacre at National Museum Auditorium yesterday. The minister said government will fulfill its responsibility towards Shapla martyrs. Leaders of different political parties including BNP, Jamaat-e-Islami, Hifazat-e-Islami and National Citizen Party NCP participated in program organized by Shapla Memorial Society. The cover of the book Shahid Nama, which contains the martyrdom of those who were martyred in the Hifazat-e-Islami movement at Shapla Chottor, was unveiled at the event. Zahiruddin Shopon said that BNP was the first to call the Shapla massacre a genocide. The fascist government used the media to create a false narrative about the Shapla Chottor incident. It accused BNP leaders in false cases in this incident, he added. Education Minister A&M Ehsanul Haq Milan has emphasized strengthening strategic ties and increasing cooperation between Bangladesh and China in digital economy, infrastructure and green energy sectors in the current global situation. He made the remarks yesterday while speaking at a roundtable meeting titled China-Bangladesh Roundtable on Governance Experience held in the capital. State Minister for Local Government, Rural Development and Cooperatives Mir Shah Alam, Director General of Bangladesh Institute of International and Strategic Studies, Major General ASM Ridwanur Rahman, Chinese Ambassador in Dhaka Yao Yen, President of Shanghai Institute for International Studies Dr. Chen Dongjiao, and Vice Chancellor of Dhaka University Professor ABM Ubaidul Islam, among others, were present. Highlighting China's experience as helpful for Bangladesh's development and reform process, the Education Minister said partnership between the two countries could play an important role in ensuring economic restructuring, food and energy security and prosperity in South Asia. He also expressed commitment to working jointly with China to improve the quality of education. Necessary steps would be taken to enhance cooperation in education, technology and language learning between Bangladesh and China, added the Education Minister. After remaining closed for 26 days due to a shortage of crude oil, the main plant of state-owned Eastern Refinery Limited has resumed operations. The country's only government-owned full refinery restarted production after receiving a new supply of crude oil. Eastern Refinery Managing Director said production activities began again yesterday. He said crude oil was being transferred to the refinery from a tanker near Qutubdia Channel through lightering operations. The plant started at 8 a.m. It will take a few hours to complete the process before full production begins, he added. Sources said the tanker MT Ninemia, carrying 1 lakh tons of crude oil, arrived at the Qutubdia Channel on Wednesday after avoiding the Strait of Hormuz. It was the first crude oil shipment to arrive in Bangladesh since the war began in the Middle East. Due to the war and the shortage of crude oil, Eastern Refinery shut down its crude oil distillation unit temporarily on 12th April. We now move on to the international news. United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Washington should receive a response from Iran to U.S. proposal to end the war. Meanwhile, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has accused the U.S. of opting for a reckless military adventure every time. Iranians would never bow to pressure, Araghchi said in a post on X, a day after both sides accused each other of launching attacks in the Strait of Hormuz and as the U.S. fired on more Iranian vessels. Iran has been controlling the Strait of Hormuz as well as attacking U.S. allies in the Gulf in retaliation for the U.S. and Israeli attacks. Some 20% of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas uses the crucial waterway whose blockage has sent prices soaring. Donald Trump has announced a 3-day ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine after both countries accused each other of violating separate ceasefires declared by each side to cover the celebrations of the Soviet Union's victory over Nazi Germany. The ceasefire will include a suspension of all kinetic activity and also prison swap of 1,000 prisoners from each country, the U.S. president said. Shortly afterwards, Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky confirmed Ukraine's participation, while Russian state media also said Russia had agreed to the proposal. Earlier, both sides said the other had continued to attack their positions, and Moscow's mayor said the city had been targeted by drones overnight. And now news on sports. Bangladesh were batting on 302 runs for 4 wickets in the second day of the first test against Pakistan at the Sher-e-Bangla National Cricket Stadium in Mirpur today. Sent to bat first yesterday, the hosts compiled 301 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in 85 overs at the stumps. Bangladesh skipper Najmul Hossain Shanto scored his 9th test century, scoring 101 runs of 130 balls with the help of 12 fours and 2 sixes. Mominul Haq was dismissed for 91 runs. Mushfiqur Rahim and Liton Kumar Das took the responsibilities at the end of the day and were unbeaten on 48 and 8 runs respectively. And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. We invite you to watch our next Bangla News Bulletin. Until then, Allah Hafiz.